I want to ask you about Hijrah because I've been traveling a lot. You said earlier that you hadn't seen Bosnia yet. I love this place. I love Malaysia so much. It's been a
You
fantastic.
said on to Hijrah, you said.
What's that?
You said you're interested in doing Hijrah.
Yes, but the apprehension is that the United States is where all the propaganda starts and where it's most impactful. This is where wars begin in this place. This is where all the lies are spread. This is where the Muslims are demonized and called terrorists. And it's beneficial, I find, and Warner finds as well, to be within this, within all the lies, that ecosystem where all the enemies are trying to bring us down. So I'm essentially putting off my Hijrah because I know that it's effective to be there. Is that just coped? Is there any sense to that?
You are right, partly right. That's my alarm. Partly right. No, this for the 10 minutes before the Azan. That's not a problem.
Okay.
So the thing is that you're partly right, but one thing you have to realize that number one, when there's a problem in the aeroplane, when the level goes down, the pilot says first put the mask on yourself and then on your child, correct? When there is atmosphere problem or the oxygen problem in the plane, and the mask fall, what you say? I'll first save my son. No, you have to first put the mask on yourself. Why? If you are alive, will you save him? Correct? Do you understand the logic? You understand the logic, no? Means if there is a problem of danger, and if you have your own child who's 5 years old, the pilot says first put the mask on yourself, and then you put the mask on the child. Why? If you try and put the mask on the child, by the time you will not be able to get the oxygen, you may die. So first you save yourself, and then others. There's a verse in the Quran in Surah Nisa chapter 4 verse number 97 that when the angels of death come and ask you, how were you in the world? And they will say that we were in total submission and what's the word that's used? The English word, I forgot. Surah Nisa chapter 4 verse 97. That we have been in oppression and subjugation. So the angel replies, isn't the world of Allah big enough for you to migrate? Now this context is when this verse was revealed when the Sahabas were in Makkah. And when the majority of people in Makkah were non-Muslims. So in a city like Makkah, which is the holy city, a verse was revealed and the Sahabas had to migrate out of the, when the Prophet did Hijrah to Medina, there were some Muslim Sahabas who were in Makkah. So the verse was revealed that you don't have to stay where the majority are non-Muslims, to safeguard yourself. And then the verse continues, except those who are weak, who are old men and women who cannot migrate, Allah will forgive them. That means it becomes farz for you to migrate if you are living in a majority of a non-Muslim country. Now the main logic of this is, I know many Muslim Dais, like for example Muhammad Salah, many of them who migrated to US, they got their passport, some were on the verge of, and they came back because they said, when we have children, we can't give guarantee. I've been to America several times. You cannot give guarantee for your children. See, now there is fitna everywhere in the world, including here. I'm not saying no. Everywhere. But the levels differ. Even in Malaysia there is, even in India there is. But in America it's glaring. The obscenity, you see, no?
It's bad. It's getting really bad.
No, it's too much. So the level of them may be 90%, other place 70%. So tomorrow if something happens to your children, you're responsible. So one thing is you have to safeguard yourself first. And regarding dawah, it may be correct, maybe 100 years back. Now, you are doing dawah to Americans, even I'm doing dawah to Americans, correct? I'm not saying I'm doing more than you, but I've got a great following even in America, correct? I've got following in Europe. So out of my 200 million, there are millions even there. I'm doing dawah. You don't have to be there. Of course, being there is beneficial. I'm not saying no. But first you have to safeguard yourself and your family.
Yeah.
So now the chances, the way the world is going now you cannot even, when your child is born, you cannot mention the gender of your child. Correct? Let the child decide when they grow up. What's happening now, LGBT, the way it's going on, the way attacks on Islam. So now the Islamic ruling is you have to stay in a Muslim majority country. You have to migrate. That is the Islamic ruling. Unless you're weak or you don't have capacity to migrate, unless, and then dawah is second, you first save yourself. What do you know tomorrow what will happen to me? You understand, na? So you and your family, you may have your children, you understand, na? So I would advise always, that, okay, have some of your roots over there, whatever is there, but migrating is best. And according to me, the best of the worst country or the best available country would be Malaysia. All the pros and cons.
A lot of great things about Malaysia. I see why you made Hijrah here.
And especially Putrajaya. There's a world of a difference between Kuala Lumpur and Putrajaya. Kuala Lumpur has a lot of obscenity. Yeah, mashallah.
Not that bad compared to America.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
I've
from
been
New
to-
York. Like,
Sorry?
I'm from New York. Like, this is nothing compared to.
But nothing. See, on the list, Malaysia is also quite high. But certain cities, Kuala Lumpur is there, Penang is there.
I love that. I love Kuala Lumpur. I don't want to say.
Kuala Lumpur has got the Fayyash also, the red light areas also, which is not there here.
Yeah.
You understand, no? Kuala Lumpur is good, but not as good as Putrajaya.
Right.
You know, because there are 45% Chinese and Muslims are 42%. You understand, no? Here the Muslims are more than 95% here. Putrajaya. It is
What's the percentage of Muslims here?
more than 95. Some say 97, some say 98%.
95.
98?
Here, in Putrajaya.